Welcome back, people. Round 6, race number 5, though. Can't wait to get that out of the way.
What is that,
next weekend? Then we'll be set
after
straight.
This race, I think we go to Oakland, then back to the normal.
Thank goodness I'm over this confusion.
Dude, I'm so confused.
Anyway, welcome back, everybody. I'm Kobe.
I'm Christian.
We are your RMFantasy SXperts, and I am, dude, every single Thursday, I'm just ready. This season has been fantastic.
Well, dude, Too Big Racing's asking, when is your next race? I don't know if he's talking about
Me
what
personally?
Supercross you're going to, but if you are, I got money for some R jerkies.
Ooh, okay.
I'm out.
Sounds good.
What's up, Ajax, Jay Sam?
Yeah, what's up, people? We got the whole crew here early. Love it. So, what do you hop into first? Let's just get into our prizes. We got to remind everybody the reason that you're here, right?
Yeah,
what we're
weeklies
playing
are
for.
huge.
Yeah, Cherby coming in. We're just reminding you people, these weeklies blow my mind every time, especially if you are in the industry, a rider or a racer. Holy, it's just so worth it. So Cherby with that $750 spending spree. Fly, great helmet. Oh, we forgot to get that updated. Whoops, with the text. Sorry, people. That's a Formula CC from Fly. I've honestly debated going from the Formula to the CC just because the colorways are so sweet.
Yeah.
Anyway, Magura coming in third with their hydraulic clutch bleed kit. Bridgestone with the set of tires.
What you run, ain't it?
No, I'm on the Brembo stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. But still great. Matrix Concepts. Utility cannon stand. We got Motul with their sag scale. Subverter Evo from LS2. Rocky Mountain gear bag with some air fresheners, much needed, like I mentioned. Start device from Works Connection and an hour meter. Can't go wrong. Let's go. Exactly. Lock on MX grips, brake, and clutch levers from Torque One.
Huge.
Yep.
And like always, from the day ones, grand prizes.
Mm-hmm.
KTM podium, first place going to get that KTM 450 SXF and a trip out to Rocky Mountain headquarters, which is always fun. Second place, that KTM 250 SX, bringing the two strokes back. Then the new edition KTM SX E5. Everyone's looking at that thing. Stay sick. Weather's warming up. Get your kid out there on one of them. They'll have a blast. My kid loves it.
Heck yeah.
Need to buy a lot more spare batteries. But
just doesn't stop, huh? Just keeps on going.
He wears them out quick. Rocky Mountain spending spree and casual hookup. Always good. Alpine Stars head to toe. I mean, no one's going to be mad about that. Motion Pro, I always like to make it a point to talk to that winner every year because they're so excited. 8th place, Fly head to toe, always good. And 9th, Oakley spending spree, glasses, goggles, everything. And 10th, the Milestone video game, Supercross the game, console, and TV, which is coming out soon.
So you just can't go wrong. And with those weeklies, don't forget, it's more than just those top 10. We got 90 gift cards to give away for the top 10 through 100.
What did he say?
Exactly.
I didn't get that video game and comes out and play with
sir.
Scooty Puff.
Scooty, yeah. There's plenty of gamers in here with the Discord.
Yep.
Yeah, we can get some big groups together.
Sweet.
Ajax claiming he needs to get 6 specifically in the weekly. He needs that sag scale. That's awesome. Well, by the way, people, we've got our own, my former 24 Hours of Glen Helen teammate, AJ Catanzaro, calling in hopefully here soon. We're excited to talk to him. He qualified for the main. Had a great ride. Almost won that LCQ last weekend.
He did.
So
I was happy to see him in there. Always cheering for him.
I'm super pumped to talk to him again, see where his mind is this year. He's a super busy guy. Lots of things going on with his training. So, yeah.
Training, vlog.
Exactly.
He's all over the place.
So much content. So, if you guys have questions for him, stick around. I did see the Catanzaro meme, Grizz L, so we will definitely be sharing that. So beyond prizes, we've got the results from last weekend, but that's somewhat old news. We're focused on this weekend in Tampa. One last point from last weekend. Did you see the drama around Anstie?
Yeah,
I couldn't look into it much more than just accusations.
Accusing him of a big board.
Yeah.
People accuse all the time.
I know.
I don't.
I found that. I was like, I find that hard to believe, just one. I mean,
I can't get behind that.
Yeah, it's just such an easy way to mess up your whole team, just your credibility. And, I don't know. Why dog on the guy? But
I'm not with that one.
Yeah, I don't believe it either. It was just, found that super surprising to see. But that's it for Conspiracy Corner.
I know. I needed to get some more stuff in there, but it was skimpy this week.
Oh, come on. Ferrandis is out, unfortunately, if we move on to our injuries. The list is just getting longer, unfortunately. It usually does every year, but I could not get to the entry list, but but I'm just assuming that he's still out.
He is. Marvin's out still. Stewart out long term.
So I did update, as we'll see, some of our stats. I just decided to remove them so that you have a better idea of just the active racers who to keep in your picks. So speaking of Tampa, let's get the track map up there. Have you had a look at this yet?
Yeah, I like it.
I like it too. I think the sand is only going to get gnarlier and gnarlier every single weekend, it seems like.
That's not just a sand section. That's a sand section.
Last time we saw one like this, it was difficult.
I want to say the last time we saw it in Tampa was the year that Weston Pike was like just sending it off that thing into the sand, and you would not want to be. You don't want to be near him when he's landing.
Heck no, don't want to be near him. Period.
No,
just kidding. But a couple notes. Large first turn for that start. Large sweeping turn. Hopefully that reduces some of the carnage. It is fairly long, it seems like, so they will be coming in hot.
We have seen the long starts favor Tomac.
Yes, that's the point I was going to bring up as well.
As if he needs another reason.
More help, exactly.
But there it is.
Really right off the bat, there's no reason, I feel. Unless come qualifying he's outside the top 5 or something, there's no reason to bet against that guy. Long, deep sand, it's actually an option. It looks like at the end there. So
I like
whether it'll be like hay bales, I don't think so. But at least the dirt will be separated enough that you're gonna have to choose. And then I do like after they re-hit start straights like that. Usually it's just a drag race, and you see some good block passing going on there. Because that was my original concern, was not a whole lot of 180 bull turns. So not a lot of block passing going on. But I think there's gonna still be plenty of
on that little inside after the sand.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That little
there, and then after they hit that straight, because they run the start straight backwards, it seems like.
I love when they reuse the start straight. I hate when they take up like a quarter of the track, of the floor to use it, and then they don't go back on.
They've done a good job of that this year. This one is easier to digest for sure as far as track maps. The other ones are crazy. They're crisscrossing it 3 or 4 times.
And you're going to be hauling to that last turn before the finish.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So watch the LCQs. Yep. People tell me they don't like the LCQs.
What? We had some fantastic LCQs.
It's the best race of the night, if you ask me, especially on that last turn. It's going to be hectic.
For sure. Looks like we've got a pulse going on from Levi. Are you a fan of the sand sections? My vote is yes.
I am too.
Sand sections, I mean, that kind of was dictating my picks, my spicks. Goodness. Tongue-tied.
Oh, yeah, the sand always, what I like about it is it's a separator. It's different. And if anyone crashes, your chances of getting hurt is so low.
Yeah, it's a little safer.
Where they do these long, tricky rhythms and all that. I mean, one mistake, we lose a top rider for the season. You know what I'm saying?
That's a very good point.
So I like the sand because of that.
As far as features of the track, there was a good quote from, unfortunately, Stewart won't be racing, but he did give some insight onto what it's like to race there in Tampa. And like most Florida tracks, it's not as much clay he was mentioning, so it could be harder.
James or
harder
Malcolm?
This is Malcolm.
Okay.
More slick, something to note. But I'm sure these top guys, they're going to have it figured out.
I would like his intake or input on some fishing down there as well.
Oh, yeah? I'm sure he's got it without a doubt.
That would be a good time.
Yes, sir. The last time we were in Tampa was 2020, actually. And we'll see it in our rider stats. Tomac had a sweep there. So I think I'm just anticipating the exact same thing. He swept qualifying, his heat race, and the main, which is typical Tomac of this year. So I'm sure he will. I'm expecting him to stay true to that. But, yeah, it's been a minute since we've been there in Tampa.
Yeah, 2020 and 2018. But what I forgot about was digging into that. Like, we look at the results from 2020. Tomac, Webb, Roxon, Barcia, Justin Hill.
Justin Hill is
in 5th.
Yep, wrapping out that top 5. That's
and you're
thinking,
crazy. Oh, that might be a fluke. But then I looked into 2018. He took 6th place in Tampa.
That's crazy.
So watch out for Justin Hill. Little Hill out there.
We'll talk about Little Hill.
So, all right, what do you got for the stats, dude?
Let's just hop right in.
Convince me to pick Tomac.
Oh, do I need to?
Change my mind.
Let's hop into best starters. I believe we've got best starters pulled up. Like we were mentioning, I think this is going to favor him.
I do too.
Like we said, I don't think he needs any extra help. He seems to have them on lock. With averages, though, not oddly, Sexton is tied. They are tied for the best starters in the game. Anderson is making that average look better and better every single weekend as well. Roxon, last weekend, not so much, but hopefully he can bounce back. Like I said, we're missing, I think Stewart was originally ahead of AC, but
got to take him out.
Yeah, we've unfortunately got to take him out. AC's always been a great starter, but yeah, I don't think AC is going to be involved in my picks. Wildcard is all the way back in 14th, by the way, this week. So.
No, I don't think there's a safe space for him either.
No. Webb, oddly enough, outside the top 5 with his starts. He's got to figure that out. Webb just overall needs to get some stuff figured out, I think. He was shining for a little bit there, but after last weekend.
Yeah, he was improving till last week.
Yeah, exactly.
I think, I don't know, maybe from the Triple Crown where you have 3 chances off the start, and then you go into a standard round, and if you don't get it, it's going to be a battle.
That's very true.
I did see, speaking of AC, someone in our group named Adam P. and Cirillo.
Really?
So
wasting no time. Wasting no time.
Right on it, dude. Right on
Respect. That's funny. Do we got Chase hopping in here, or is this another one? We got Chase the Face, our one.
Living life with Chase.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Could be Chase Sexton. Who knows?
Yeah, just chilling on the couch, probably with Quincy, his daughter, taking her attention away from her new baby brother. Congratulations again.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Anyway, how about the best finishers in the game? The stat people really want to know, huh?
Yep.
Which Sexton is still up there, really just obviously because of that 6th place from Tomac. Tomac, I was trying to dig into the last time anybody's won this many of the opening or the beginning rounds. I wasn't able to.
3 out of the first 4?
That's impressive. Super impressive.
I would have to think of Villapoto days.
Yeah, that's what.
I'd have to dig into that one. That's a good question.
It's been a while. Sexton, Tomac, as expected at the top. Then you got Webb. Webb is definitely still a good top 5 pick after he struggled last weekend. I'm sure it was a long work week and they were just going to town trying to figure some stuff out. Anderson seems to be figuring stuff out well, sitting there in the top 5 too. If Roxon can get his starting game back this weekend, I wouldn't be surprised to see him back up. Cooper. So this is his average of
just his one
race.
And this is of all main event gate drops. This includes all 3 triple crowns.
Yep. But regardless if that's just one race, it's impressive for
Is
a
he
rookie
doing
race.
Tampa or?
I actually didn't check the entry list for that either.
That's what I was watching the entry list and looking around, but I couldn't see if he was.
You didn't see him. Interesting. So, I mean, I'm pretty
hope
sure
he
he's
is
healthy. Yeah, he has no reason not to. But
interesting.
Very.
I mean, Sexton is pulling a Tomac right now, kind of, isn't he? Tomac would have the best finishes, win most of the races, and then have 1 or 2 bad rounds and throw it away. So
Sexton will still be up there. His qualifying, I mean, if I had to bet, I still imagine Sexton's going to be on top of qualifying, which is it's so tough.
He's the fastest guy.
Up there. Yeah,
there's no doubt.
It's just this experience, which is something I wanted to bring up with AJ. I want to get a racer's insight on, is it the experience that Tomac has that's just still lingering over Sexton? Anyway.
I think it's just like an overall package at this moment.
He's pretty much got it all. I'll bet it is Matt McGrath that did it last, so a long time ago.
I don't know, though. Villapoto seemed like he was dominating there for a bit.
Yeah. But early, like later in the season for sure, early is a whole different story.
Yeah, that's true.
Whole different story. Well, if we want to keep on running with stats, we can do that. I think we should get a little more lighthearted with some memes real quick, though.
Throw them in.
We missed it on we didn't show any on Monday. We just didn't have enough, I didn't think. But let's get some pulled up. Levi's going to dig those up.
Mikkel, Sexton has a new puppy. We'll see how tired he is this week.
No sleep. Team no sleep. That's a very good point. That's no lie. Jeez.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh. Can you shout out who these are from, by the way, Levi? So this one was great.
That's pretty good.
Speaking of we haven't even talked about 250s.
I don't understand the hate for Deegan. I don't get it. It's weird.
Watch it. Yeah, he's excelling. Let him excel, right? Watching Catanzaro almost win an LCQ.
That was good.
It was sweet.
This is my favorite from Sean 625.
We couldn't get over this.
It looked like him and AP about to have a duel.
Yeah, AP somewhat fits it a little
It was like
better.
the Bogle Nichols fashion competition here. Now we got this one.
This is from White Angel 86.
I believe this, if I'm not mistaken, this is Henrik. Henrik, if you're in the chat.
Video guy.
Yep.
I just seen him looking at a safe the other day.
Did you really?
Smoke J.
I did. His dad has money. That's why they hate Deegan. I don't know. That seems lame to me.
They've worked for it. His dad worked for it.
Nobody handed his dad money. So
yeah, they earned it.
This one's from Burrier87.
Heck yeah. That one is great. You need some friends that are also into fantasy just as much as you.
Fantasy is the best way to do it.
Yep.
We talked about it Monday.
We bench raced after our last show about it for a good chunk of time. Like, it just makes it better for everybody.
We need the stat on how many men couldn't get their wives or girlfriends to watch Supercross, signed them up for fantasy, then had no problem.
Now they're texting, when's the race this weekend?
Exactly.
Anyway, good memes. Keep them coming. We're not having a competition this week, but we'll keep that in mind. We'll rack them up a little bit more and maybe do another giveaway. Because that's fun. It's super
It's all
fun
about
to
the
see.
giveaways.
Yep. Absolutely. Back to our stats as we await AJ. I imagine he'll be calling in here soon, but I'm sure we can get a couple more stats in. Let's start with
you want to cover Tomac?
The number one with Tomac.
Okay. Before you even get into it, the only reason you don't pick him is if you're hoping something happens and you're going to make up points, right?
Yep, I agree.
My strategy is if you're leading the group, you're high up in the group, pick Tomac to win. If you're way down low, maybe risk it. Maybe risk it with a Sexton, dude. Yeah, you might make up some ground.
Sexton, that's a very good point. If you are trying, I don't doubt that Sexton's going to get another win. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah,
so if you go with Sexton and if you're just swapping these two, 1-2, that's not a bad move. And honestly, it could pay off.
Well, some people see it as no strategy, but I see it as a big strategy because if you take that big risk, there's a big reward.
Yep,
and
absolutely.
Then even better, just because it's easy to pick Tomac first, it's not easy to pick second through fifth.
Nope.
So
that's where the real points are coming from.
There's always huge strategy going on. But did you get these Tomac stats? I mean, last 4 overall finishes, 1-1-6-1.
Holy.
Standard round standouts, what I called him. I mean, his average finish is 1. He's one of all. The next closest is Webb at 3. Average start 2. The next closest is Anderson at 4.33, like we did. Or this is just standard rounds.
Yeah, this is just standards.
Average qualifying 3rd, so it doesn't really matter as much. But laps led 53. The next closest is Sexton. So Tomac has led 77% of the laps in the standard round so far.
That's insane.
It's insane.
When you remove that Triple Crown, the stats are absurd.
It's crazy.
Yep.
He still hasn't qualified first this season. Hasn't qualified worse than 4th. Hasn't started worse than 5th in a standard round since round 10 of last season.
Holy, that's a streak.
You start in 5th, unless he's wrapping up a title, he has the best chance to win. No, nobody can change my mind.
Oh, I totally agree.
Last time we raced Tampa, he swept qualifying, like you said, his heat main after tracking down AC when he led 10 laps. That was that race. Qualified first, won his heat, won the main, led every lap in Tampa in 2018 as well.
Good history with Tampa.
He's only 1 win back from RC, so
I did
a little
see that.
incentive.
Yeah, so if he wins this weekend, he'll tie it up.
In his home state.
Yep.
Going to tie up Ricky in his home state.
Wow, I'm sure we'll hear all about it from Ricky this weekend.
Oh, I'm sure someone will ask Ricky, I'm sure.
What did he say?
Okay. Do we talk about Mr. Runner-Up, Sexton?
Yeah, what do you got? I mean, give us some hope that he's going to pull this one off.
Well, I can tell you that he's probably going to qualify fast. He's got the speed. We all know that. He still has a fantastic record. It's just when you're comparing it to somebody like Tomac, it's just it's not fair, honestly. But finishes this season 3-5, 1-2. So the last couple rounds have been awesome. Definitely, he's got his groove without a doubt. And pretty much stakeless last week. He never went down. That was refreshing to see. So confidence booster.
He's really, that was a learning round for him. I see him getting way better from that.
I had to remind myself of that, and sorry, we're going into recap mode now, but, following Tomac, I considered that might be going through Sexton's mind. He wants a championship, really. He's over. He has won. I think he's in it for the long haul, so you could be right that he was using that as a learning experience. But let's get his stats back up there. We got plenty to talk about. Has topped qualifying almost a full second faster than anyone else 2 weeks in a row. Which is why I keep messing up, putting him up top, but I am resisting this weekend. Tied with Tomac for the best starting average. This is including Triple Crowns with the 3.5, as we saw earlier. Including those Triple Crowns, he has led quite a bit of laps. He's second most laps led with 29.
Shout out to, speaking of 29,
yeah.
shout out to Andrew Short. Had a rough one, dude.
I hate I hate seeing that. Like, oh.
I love Andrew Short. I only met him
too.
one time. You ever met him?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was pretty close with a buddy's father, some crazy connection. But
Is there anyone nicer?
No, absolutely not. You would have thought that I had known him for years.
Dude, it was like
a close family friend.
2-3 years ago, I'm walking through the pits in Las Vegas, and someone stops me. The
That's
only
him.
time anyone's ever, like, our industry or rider or anything, I turn around, it's Andrew Short, and he's like, hey, you're the fantasy guy.
Oh,
and I'm
that's
just like,
awesome.
yeah. And he's just like, starts talking to me.
That's incredible.
I'm like, dude, I'm supposed to be interested in you. What are you talking to me for?
Oh.
But he's just such a good guy. But it seemed like he had a bad crash.
He definitely had. I don't know. I was trying to look into what happened or where it was, but he just had a bad get off. He's got full feeling in his arms and his feet. So
had some
he's
gnarly spinal surgery.
Luckily,
and
he's
stuff,
got feeling, but it's going to be a long recovery. So be on the lookout if they're reaching out for any sort of support. I would definitely recommend.
At least shoot him over a message or something.
Absolutely.
Send that guy some love. Like Sean says, such a good guy. He really is.
Yeah,
guy.
Out of all of them, Andrew Short is genuinely.
He is the good guy out of all the good guys.
He holds some solid records himself, too. I believe he either had or has the most gate drops.
Oh, he's up there, yeah, for sure.
So he
was doing
legend
what,
in the
Dakar
sport
and all that type of stuff.
Yep,
but
racing Dakar.
all right, anyways, back to Sexton.
yeah.
Sorry, I was get you off
No,
topic. here.
if anybody deserves it, it's definitely Andrew Short. But how about Anderson? Let's get to our.
It seems like he's
number
been
three
just
guy.
quiet now lately, which is probably a good thing.
He's making he's making a little bit more noise as far as his results. He's getting some better results. He wasn't pounding into people nearly as much last weekend, but he still had some rubbing. He was still bumping.
Yeah,
elbows,
he's still Ando out there. But
And that's what we like so much. We want to see that from him. 7.723. So some significant improvement the past couple weekends. Awesome to see. Third best starting average. So he's in that same position he was in outdoors, just chasing the Tomac Sexton train. But he'll have his time to shine without a doubt.
Dude, he's lurking. I mean, one mistake and he's in there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He's still in the championship.
I like where he is right now.
I agree.
Don't push too hard. Don't cause a mistake.
Yep. Long game. Overall finishes 2020 in Tampa was 10th, 2018 third. Yeah, he was on Husky both those years, I believe. But anyway, Anderson and Nichols are the only two riders with more than one hole shot this season. Interesting.
So he has as best a chance of anyone to rip a start.
Yeah, good. And the start seems pretty safe. No pinching off. I think the good starters are definitely going to shine this weekend. But like I mentioned, he needs to make something happen soon. He is down 19 points.
What the hell is going on?
Is that what he's thinking? He could be thinking.
Is that Charles?
That's our one and only Charles. He's gaining more momentum, as I keep on saying. He got his first heat win. That's got to feel super good. And he looked super comfortable doing it. It was not flukish at all. So.
And if you're picking him, he's finished within one spot of where he's qualified the last 3 rounds.
Oh, good to know.
I help you out. So if he's up top,
watch qualifying. Yep.
Maybe take that risk.
Definitely. I think if anybody's going to do it, it's Chase. Chase is believing in this.
He's
man
high up
more
on the
than
Ando
anybody.
train?
Yes, he is up on the Ando train.
Okay.
Which
Too fried, he
it's
says.
not bad. Too fried.
Dude, I thought he's your guy, bro. You got the tattoo.
So when it was the Tomac Anderson train, absolutely. But I mean, and he's still the boy.
But you're in Team Fried. You have
I
the
invited
tattoo.
myself. I was that guy. I just invited myself into it.
I was wondering if you put in
guys
a
are the
call,
best.
dude. Put in a call to the team. Let us know what's going on over
Okay,
there.
I can do that. Let me just hit up Tommy. We're both camera guys.
That's awesome. I would love to see what he says
What
about
he
that
thinks.
one. Yeah,
He responded with fire emojis, if I
Guaranteed.
remember right. So
it's
the
probably going to
typical
become
fire.
a movement, dude, of Team Fried tattoos.
Above the knee Team Fried tattoos. If you got one, let me see it, huh?
Yeah, dude.
Start
show
a
it.
trend. Okay, unfortunately for this guy, Mr. Webb, whether you agree with it or not, I moved him down from our top contenders to the spoilers after last weekend. That was hard to do. I don't know. He's definitely going to be in the – I wouldn't steer away from putting him in the top 5.
No.
But as far as a win is concerned, I got to see some better results from him.
It's nothing against him. It's just that Tomac and Sexton are on a different level.
Yeah.
I mean, even when they get near Webb, they
just pull. Yep.
So.
And he was just getting and it could have been bike setup. Again, we could see some very different racing this weekend. They might have figured some stuff out moving coasts. But his overall finishes, when we had high hopes, 2-2 to start it off, and now he's 4-5. So still in the top 5, but he's just not he's not on that same tier competing for wins. Has the 6th best starting average of all main event gate drops with 6th. Now 12 points back though, and has only led a single lap. So not crazy promising, but kind of like Anderson, if he doesn't make something happen soon, though, that deficit is just going to grow and grow and grow. And before you know it, you're a round down, and that's pretty much game over.
If you don't, you're just hoping for a mistake from them at that point.
Yep, absolutely. So. Has finished within 1 position from where he's qualified at the last 3 rounds. So another guy. Yep. So pay attention to qualifying for him. His Tampa finishes were fairly strong, though, in 2020 with the 2nd, 2018 4th. So he's got good history in Tampa. Finished 2nd behind Tomac in that Tampa race. But like I said, he's got to get up there, or I don't know. I'm keeping him. I think I've got him in 5th for this weekend.
It's really, we did the Sexton versus Tomac stats. We need to do a Webb versus Anderson.
Anderson
would be
that would be our 3rd place ish kind of. Yeah,
because that's harder to pick, honestly, for me.
I agree.
But
the 5th place spot is fairly open right now. It's kind of weird with Plessinger all of a sudden popping up there. Barcia in and out. It's like 5th place is really hard to decide.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Ferrandis out. Makes it a little easier.
Yeah, that bumped a few people up. I feel like that'll make the wild card, should make the wild card a little easier this weekend, because some of those guys that were teetering on it should be in the clear now. Kind of like Wilson. He was finishing 14th. We'll get into that later. But
I think it motivates those dudes. There's an open spot now.
Yeah.
You got to have
Why not have a top 10?
That
guys
dog
like
mentality.
Craig, guys like Nichols.
Yep, you got to want to take that.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
What's up? Your boy, Levi's boy, Roxon.
Oh, yeah, Levi's boy. Yeah,
Levi's
absolutely.
Boy,
he told me earlier he told me earlier today that he's still on the Roxon will take it before Anderson.
I like that, dude. Stick to it.
I got converted. Chase converted me after last weekend. I was like, yeah, Anderson's probably our next guy. But let us know in the chat who, if it's not Sexton, if it's not Tomac, who's the next guy to take a win. I believe, I got to agree with Chase. That's probably Anderson.
I would go with Anderson or Webb.
If you're crazy like our producer over here.
I'm not saying Roxon can't do it, but he has to get a whole shot to do it, in my opinion.
No, I agree.
So what's Roxon's stats? We got time to cover that real quick.
Yeah, let's pull up Roxon's stats and tune in, Levi. Sorry, I can't read lips. We got AJ, or is he struggling? Shoot him a text? Okay. He did let me know he was ready, but
all right, I'll cover old
K-Rock.
K-Rock.
Hop into Roxon
that
while I
old
get
man
in
beard.
contact with our boy.
Overall finishes this season 5-4, 3-8, so he's all over the map. He's hard to pick. Has finished exactly where he qualified 2 times this season already, though, out of the 4 rounds. So watch that. Starts in standard rounds this season 3-9-8. Did get a 2-2 at the Triple Crown, though, so he can string them together. Finishes in Tampa 2020. He was there. He took 3rd. Seemed to struggle with bike setup all weekend last weekend.
Definitely.
Still in the top 5 best average finishers. But you're not putting him higher than 4th or 5th. I agree.
Yeah. I don't think so. Even the top 5, if he's not qualifying good, I don't think.
Well, he got a bad start last week, and we saw what it did.
Yep.
He's just not going to kill himself to pass 3 people. You know what I mean?
He came out on his Instagram and said that he was not feeling good though at all as far as bike setup goes. But I mean, it's hard to just turn around and figure that out in a week. So
starts are big.
Starts are everything.
Watch
like.
the qualifying, all that. See if he comes firing off in there.
I mean, look at just to prove starts. Look at 2 guys like this, AC Savachi. AC is ripping whole shots and then fading back, and Savachi's having to fight through the pack. That's like, I don't know. Which one would you prefer to go through? I feel like I'd rather be the better starter.
Oh,
Kickstart Kenny with a 31%. Come on, Levi. Your people won't believe you.
Talk to your people.
AJ's in our Zoom, says he's ready. Let's see if no input from Nick, huh? Okay. Shoot.
I do want to shout out. I think it was Ajax said he got his wife playing fantasy 3 years ago, and now she's like his fantasy headquarters.
She is?
She sets him up, gives him time, has him all ready to go with qualifying, all that. So that's a win.
That is a huge win.
That's a keeper.
Definitely. Well, shoot.
He's having technical difficulties?
Apparently, he says he's ready, but if you're not seeing him in the room. Okay, maybe shoot Nick over a text and see if see if he was in and out or what. But we'll just keep moving on with stats until we can get that figured out.
How much heat does Suzuki take before they get an e-start on these bikes, dude? I mean, it's a lot of
LCQ
attention
like
now.
that. Yeah,
You've got away
in a
with
negative way.
Yeah, in a long time, no one's really cared, and now it's like it's becoming the joke.
They used it as a positive for a little bit there. Just keep it old school.
I mean,
you don't need it.
It's good for your calves. But I wonder if this will be like the straw that breaks the camel's back here. You know what I'm saying?
It could be. Hey, Levi, worst case, we can just call him on the phone, connect to Bluetooth. We can do that.
AJ's a technology guy.
That's what I figured.
Here,
I'm going to reattach this link. Sorry, everybody. I want to talk to him. We got to get him on here.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah, it's been a while, but he's feeling good, obviously, this season.
While we're waiting, we can go over the Barcia stat.
Yep, let's just keep moving forward.
What is this? Kenny seems to have excuse every time he does poorly. I don't know. That guy, I don't see another rider that would still be out there, let alone doing as well as he's doing after the injuries he's been through. I don't see any of that as an excuse.
Oh, absolutely not.
I mean, if anything, he's the only one that really does. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have a good excuse.
Yep.
I don't know. I still think the guy's
people forget about that so easily.
Yeah, I mean, he's been through
what he's been through,
multiple career-ending injuries, and he's still top 5.
Like, just any ability in your hands, let alone to be racing at the top level of dirt bikes. So yeah, you do have to remember that.
All right, so Barcia.
It's tough, man.
I'm feeling spicy with this dude this week. I don't know why.
Are you?
I'm having a good vibe off.
I don't know. Did you take a peek at my picks? I've got him in 4th currently.
Okay.
I'm just going a little. I'm making bets here that something will happen with Anderson. I think he's going to be running up top, and for some reason I'm just counting on a mistake. He looked a little hairy in the sand.
Yeah.
And with the sand being such a big factor this weekend, I've got Anderson in 5th. We can get to that more when we're locking him in.
5th. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'll explain my reasoning. But back to Barcia. Barcia overall finishes the season 11-3, 8-6, right outside that top 5 bubble. Has started in 6th or 12th in the last 5 main event gate drops. So not the best starts.
You know he's going to be in 6th or 12th.
Yep, there you go. Season averages, his start overall 7.17 and the finish 7th. So he's, like I said, just right outside.
But he has been finishing behind Ferrandis. So he's automatically bumped up a spot.
That's a very, very good.
He's right point on the bubble, like you said, or buttle.
The buttle. Yeah, there's a new soundbite for you this weekend.
What did he say?
I don't know. I'm just feeling the Barcia law this weekend. It seems like he's been quiet, like the calm before the storm almost.
Fair enough.
He ain't afraid of no AMA penalty. That man's going to make thunder soon.
He thrives off of it.
Yep. Still 1 of 7 riders to only lead laps this season, so you can't take that away from him.
Yes, that was probably his most notable point to me, is he's one of the very few guys to even lead a lap.
Mm-hmm.
Tomac has a majority of those. But, yeah, finishing only inside the top 5 overall wasn't too impressive, but I do have to agree with Ferrandis being out. That could very well change it up.
Yep.
Okay, finishing up our spoilers. Plessinger is our last spoiler to talk about, and he moved himself up from the wild card considerations after last weekend. We don't really have a ton of stats, or he doesn't rather, to prove that he belongs in the top 5 yet. But just after a ride like that, it's hard not to. He has had good starts. His starts have not been bad.
Yeah, he gets good starts. I think a lot really you have to gauge the track.
Yep.
If it's his type of track, he does better than normal.
Fair enough.
So, and I think this one might be rough. Florida I haven't checked the weather. We get a little bit of rain out there.
Yeah, and that's very common for Florida. But his results, besides the first 2, which 8th and 9th, fairly close, it's trending up. 8th, 9th, 7th, 4th. He's going to be another consistent consideration for me if he sticks it into the top 5 again this weekend.
Yeah, and you got to remember that 8, 9, and 7 was with Marv, Malcolm, Ferrandis
the whole game
out there.
That's
I mean, 3 spots are a wide open that you don't have to battle for as much.
That's a very good point. But
could have motivated him.
He's one of those guys, like you said. You watch the track, watch qualifying, and if he's feeling spicy in qualifying, he very well could. end up finding a spot in my top 5.
I mean, he's finishing on average 5 spots better than where he qualifies. So that
Which is crazy.
If he was within the top 10 qualifying, probably a good move to put him into 5th, 4th, maybe even a 3rd. I saw somebody in here say they're picking him for the win. I'm okay with it.
Picking him for the win.
I mean, he led. It was one of those rounds out there. He led laps. What was it, last season?
It was like 80 or 90% of the race, I swear.
Yeah, so it's not that crazy, and it'll go crazy. The stadium will, and I hope there's
thrives off that.
I want a mud puddle for him to jump into to celebrate at the end.
Say we get some rain, Plessinger. That's the only time I'm.
The ruddier the track looks, the higher I'm moving him up.
Okay, fair enough. Well, should we talk about our wild card a little bit? 14th place. This one's a little difficult.
I like it though.
Yeah,
I like when it
it's
gets
refreshing.
back there.
Yep. I think is this the first one outside outside of the top 10?
Do it for Dale, Dr. JB. Dude, we need he's a good dude counter, they say, on the screen. That's probably a good idea.
We could do that. Then I'm going to start saying it even more excessively just to rack that thing up.
All right, my bad, dude. Nichols,
you're good.
He's been all over the place too.
So, and he actually had – after last weekend, it would be hard. It's hard to think that he'd end up in 14th. But
what's up, man?
On average, he's closer to that range. He's probably not my first pick for the wild card. His overall finishes are 6, 12, 12, and 13, though. So had a good heat race, but when it came to the main, he did find himself back there again.
As soon as you start
but one of those qualifier gurus, too, he has finished 2 positions from where he qualified in the last 2 rounds.
So
that means a lot.
That's a good indicator for him.
Exactly.
Like we mentioned before, he's got the 2 hole shots,
which is crazy.
But he hasn't. He gets the whole shot, but he hasn't finished the first lap in a position better than 8.
He's getting past quick, fading.
I mean,
very quick.
Within one lap, you're going from whole shot to 8.
Supercross track. That's
kind of
quick.
concerning.
Yeah, for sure. But it's his rookie season. I mean,
it's not worth risking the injury.
No, definitely not.
But I mean, hold on a little bit longer. I'm sure he knows this.
There's a long season. Yeah, there's a long season.
You were cutting out there.
He knows that. His average finish is 11.33, but with the mistake is what I'm thinking. If there's a mistake from him, he can find himself in 14th. Whether he's running in his average 10th, 11th, 12th spot and then goes down and has to work his way back up, I feel like that's just something that you have to consider so much in wildcards.
Yeah.
We got AJ plugged in? Oh, we're ready to roll now.
Got the man in here.
The
Sweet
one and
whispers
only.
in the background.
After a few technical difficulties, probably on both ends, to be fair. Just kidding. What's up, AJ? AJ Catanzaro.
Oh, it's working.
It's working. Crystal clear. How you doing, man?
It's HD.
Yeah, looking better than us. In more way than one.
Oh, now he's froze up.
And now we're froze.
There he is.
Guys, I have good Wi-Fi. I thought.
Hey, well, we can be the scapegoat for it. I can take the blame. Just kidding.
I'm blaming you guys.
Heck
Your setup looks official, at least.
Heck yeah.
That's the only official thing here.
How's it? How's your Thursday been? What do Thursdays normally look like for you? This is like a local race for you. I don't imagine you have much travel in for Tampa, right? You're located in Florida.
Yeah, I live in Tampa for the time being. So,
oh heck yeah! Didn't know you were that close.
Super
awesome. Oh shoot! Levi's just got his face in his palm. Sorry, AJ, you are cutting in and out. Really sorry.
Really?
Yeah. No worries. We'll just keep rolling with it. There's nothing you can do. No, it's good to see you again. Since last time I saw you would have been when we were, if people probably already know, we raced together in the 24-hour Glen Helen. What a good time. That's one of the questions I got for you. Besides Supercross, are you contracted to only Supercross, or do you have any sort of contract with any sponsors?
No, that's the benefit of riding for Team Moto Academy, my own team, is
awesome.
I can do whatever the heck I want, which is quite nice. So, in fact, this weekend I wasn't having fun in Houston at all for the first half.
Oh shoot!
Of the day, hear me? I've just but
back. We got you.
No, you're back. We got most of that. Yeah. With that, is there any other events that kind of catch your eyes? If you're not, say you aren't having fun with Supercross, is there any other avenues that you'd like to venture out? Maybe off-road, are outdoors on the radar at all?
Yeah, I'm sort of interested in a little bit of everything. I was having a conversation at Straight Rhythm about Erzberg.
Wow.
And
that'd be sweet.
the person I was talking with, I was like, yeah, that'd be cool. Like, have you ever done it? And he goes, yeah, I've won it multiple times. And it turned out it was Johnny Walker. And I had
wow.
no idea. Crap.
Just
But
one of the
yeah,
best.
I had a blast. Like at the 24-hour race, I had so much fun. So I'm into anything, to be quite honest.
Very cool. Yeah, like maybe Day in the Dirt. Some of those things are a little closer to you. I could see you having a bunch of fun there. But Erzberg, that's quite the extreme in the opposite direction.
Yeah, that one looks like it might not be fun, but
challenging for sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
What about outdoors? Anything different there? Have you always been Supercross specific? I mean, I know you can rip a moto track, but as far as the AMA nationals,
now you guys cut out on me.
oh shoot, it's just back and forth. Sorry about that, man.
What'd you ask?
Oh, I was just mentioning with outdoors. How about that with our stuff here in the States, the AMA outdoors? Have you always been strictly Supercross, or do you have an interest in those too?
Supercross is easier to hop right into for me because it comes more natural. You don't have to be quite as physically fit.
Okay.
But I will say, after training for Supercross this year, I am getting to be kind of fit now. So if I just stay on the bike, I could potentially do some outdoors. It just takes a long time to get back into shape. Way longer than I would have guessed.
Fair enough. But it seems to be working. Congratulations on the qualifying for the main event. Almost won that LCQ. We were rooting for you. And then I didn't end up seeing what happened in the main. I saw you dropped out. I assume it was bike related. Shoot. Get him in while we can. This might be a record for the most freezes. Dang, hopefully we get him back.
His computer run an update or something.
Yeah. Flat Tire says.
There he is.
I don't know how to pronounce your name. Sorry, you were cutting out. We did get
guys,
informed.
I have an idea.
You do?
Yes. Now, if I can do this, I can do it in 30 seconds if it'll let me.
You could call my phone, and if cell service is usually a lot better.
It's me. I guarantee it.
Okay.
It's gonna run an update, dude.
Real quick update. We didn't even get the chance to hear his idea. Dang it.
It happens. Technologies.
Yeah, this is just somewhat inevitable.
Okay. Am I back?
You are back.
There he is.
Okay. So I just saw an email from my apartment complex that the internet was out.
Oh, that would explain it, huh?
And so now I'm connected to the hotspot on my phone.
Oh, very good. That was quick.
Dude, adapt and overcome.
Yeah. Hey,
Okay,
true racer.
hopefully this works.
It
And to
already
answer-
seems better. It already seems so much better. So thanks for looking into that super quick.
Sorry about that.
No worries. So when it comes to racing, and you're obviously getting more physically fit yourself, putting a lot more time and effort into your own riding, like what's the balance with the Moto Academy training and then training yourself?
That's the hard part. Right now, last year I did 100 classes for the entire year. So I think I did just over 200,000 miles on the plane. Like it was a
Brutal.
insane amount. This year I've scheduled, I think, 45 classes. So we've cut it almost in half. And with that goal to just travel once a week instead of last year, there was times I was traveling on a plane 4 or 5 times in 1 week, which was stupid. So we've moved down to Florida. I'm in Tampa. I'm training with Jet and Hunter and Chance Hymas and at their place. And I've been able to ride 3, 4, 5 days a week. And some days I have to teach classes on the same days that I'm riding, which is exhausting. But I have class tomorrow, Moto Bros in Florida, right before the race. So it's definitely like a very difficult juggle, but it makes it fun. It makes racing more fun. I tell you that much. Like showing up in Houston and to actually be at least in the realm of being competitive, was great. It made it way more fun.
Sure. Oh, I can definitely see that. Yeah, I imagine your schedule is just super busy.
I see AJ everywhere.
Yes, you really
Vlog,
do.
Moto Academy, on the Supercross. I see him all over the place.
And cameraman Cam, is he following you around to pretty much everything? He's just as busy, huh?
Yeah, I have 2 full-time film guys now. So I have
okay.
Cam and I have Ryan, which is very necessary. So both of those guys are going wide open, doing what they're
All the
doing. And that's one thing that I've been lucky with this year is I have put a team in place. I have 7 employees that, I have a social media person, Jackson. We have Hannah that's handling basically everything as far as customer service and taking all of the emails and all that time. I mean, think about it. At first, I was doing all of that myself. So this is just the natural trajectory of a business and building a business. But last year, it was me and cameraman Cam, and we were just figuring it out. This year, we have a team of 8, and including myself.
Wow.
And it's made it so that I can actually I can just breathe for once.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's great. Without that group of people around me and that team, it obviously wouldn't be possible. So it's at a point now where, we haven't reached escape velocity, so to speak, but it's getting there. It is definitely like we're ramping up.
That's awesome to hear. Would you credit some of the, your result last weekend? Do you think that stems? I would think that stems from that a little bit, just being able to focus on yourself more.
100%. Yeah, it gives me the time I still don't have the time to really work out, unfortunately, but it at least gives me time to be on the dirt
Seat
bike.
time. Yep. For sure.
Which all I need is, and I'd say physical fitness wise, I'm 70% of the way there. So we're not there yet, but just having that much time on the bike makes a huge difference. I was sick all last week and last weekend as well. So
wow.
I think that I don't like to put numbers on expectations or goals necessarily for the racing aspect, but I think I'll be capable of quite a bit more than what I did in Houston moving forward. My riding is quite good at the moment.
We looked good in the LCQ.
For sure.
Yeah.
Did you have any idea of that craziness that happened behind you there? With with Chisholm and all that?
No, well, so Chisholm, all of that craziness was in the 450 class.
Oh, my bad. Yeah.
Upper.
My LCQ,
this is on my mind.
My LCQ was actually, and I wanted to talk to the guys about it this weekend. The top 5 was gone. It was me, Jack Chambers, Cody Schock.
That's right.
247. What is his name? Pappy.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever was in our group did quite a good job, especially since a lot of those guys are young, of keeping it cool, calm, and collected. There was passing going on and shuffling going on, but it was clean. Nobody did anything silly, which for me being 29 years old, that's the last thing
appreciate
I want. It. Into a takeout match. I just want to kind of chill, and if I can pass somebody or they can pass me, great, but I don't need to be slamming anybody.
Sure. No, I totally understand that. That's awesome. Speaking of, so if people don't know, you have the Moto Academy. You're a trainer, coach. Let's talk about tips for some of the people watching if they're riders or racers. Can you just elaborate? I know film is super important to you, and having some coaching and courses of my own, I agree with the importance of it. Can you just maybe elaborate on your experience there? And I mean, the top guys are using it as well. Can you just maybe explain to people some techniques if they're riding on their own that they can get some film for themselves and just the significance that it has on improvement?
100%. I mean, the Moto Academy app is based largely in film study. We have the master classes in there where you can study the footage and film from anything from a first-time rider to the professional level, anything in between. And then it's also designed to send in your riding footage to be analyzed basically as if it's a one-on-one lesson. So, and what I tell everybody is look at any other sport. You look at football, basketball, you name it, they're studying film. Mm-hmm. And especially in moto, there's so many variables and there's so much movement, and half the time you think you're doing something, and then when you actually see it back on the film, you're not doing what you thought you were. Sometimes not even close. So if you can, I always tell people, especially inside of the app, well, I go to the track by myself. Okay, put a GoPro on. It's harder to analyze footage from a first person GoPro, but it's something. And if you're at the track with your mom, your dad, your brother, your wife, give them the phone, let them film for a little bit and just watch it back and compare it to whoever your favorite rider is. Compare it to Chase Sexton, Jet Lawrence, Hunter Lawrence, and see what you look like. Even with zero instruction, you could take your footage versus their footage and just start to pick it apart and adapt the things that they are doing. I learned how to ride by watching.
Oh, game over.
We were on such a good streak. That was such good info.
Dude, what I was going to mention, too, is I think he talked about it one time where he has like 60-year-old men
really
joining the Moto Academy. Like, there's no age limit. There's such a huge range.
Skill level.
Which is pretty cool. Yeah. All different skill levels. People who just bought their first bike sign up for it and telling him how much it helps. And
yeah, no, I've heard great things about it, and I know he's just diehard, just loves it. Let's see, he got a response. I think he got kicked out.
The Wi-Fi shut down.
I hate to cut it early. Poor guy. We couldn't catch a break with that one.
And
there you go. That's very applicable. Well, shoot. I wish we had time to get him reconnected. But let us know in the chat. Give him a thank you for tuning in for sure.
Looking at his program too.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what grinds my gears is sometimes people will get upset because he's not winning races and stuff. Why would I want you to coach? It's like, dude, am I going to put Bill Belichick out in the football game to win the game here? Just because you're not the best out there right now doesn't mean you can't.
Any of us would kill to be qualifying for a main event in Supercross.
Up there in the main events, doing his thing, and the best coaches aren't always doing that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
No, he's got a lot on his plate, and he seems to balance it super well. I'm excited to see him having some positive results this year.
Yeah, something worth looking into. It's a cool program.
For sure. We'll get him back on again. A little bit more. Hopefully his apartment complex isn't deciding coincidentally the same day to.
He's a busy man.
Yeah, he is a busy guy.
Busy man.
But shout out AJ. Thank you so much if you're watching this back to see what we're doing. Thank you for tuning in. We'll get you back on.
Always a favorite.
Time to lock in some picks.
Dude, I think we didn't finish up the wild card real quick.
We gotta bust through at least a couple of these.
I'm just saying with Colt Nichols' stats, probably not my pick.
I think
he's gonna be ahead of that.
Yep. If you're trying to make crazy points, there's a chance, but if you're trying to play it safe, he's not your guy.
Dean Wilson, I think the same. I mean, he's got his new security team, so no one's gonna rattle him.
Without the injuries we've had, I'd trust him in that spot way more. But with people getting hurt, he's just only going to move up. So
I agree.
Some of the more likely prospects include Justin Hill.
You would think.
Elaborate.
Until you see his Tampa history, man.
His Tampa history. This is years ago. He's been on to the different things.
I know, but you got to respect the 5th and 6th place.
Oh, I'm not disregarding it at all. He's had
it's shocking to me to think like I had forgotten about.
Yeah, no, Justin's killed it. He's always been both of the Hill brothers have been incredible riders. Strong results from both of them in both classes even. So, but if we're looking at this year's stats, he's a little closer to it. His overall finishes are 15th, 13th, 14th, and further back in 20. But I imagine there was
something going on,
something else going on. So
we need to get him to call in.
I'm
interested.
He's another one that's just
I heard he
super easy to talk to.
Tried to become a cop.
Yep. Oh yeah, shaved the head.
He
just went full
and
cop.
Now he's back. Like I would like to talk to him.
Yep.
See what all happened there.
But Justin Hill is my wild card pick for this week.
I think he's gonna be
Who you got? You got McElrath? He's the next one up on our wild card.
I don't want to go with McElrath. I'm thinking more of a Chiz.
Are you?
I think he had that's kind of why I was like on my mind over there, but he's had a rough season. I mean, he had the diarrheas or something in round 1.
I'd rather be in AC shoes.
Yeah. You don't want to get fined for that one.
No
but
kidding.
Then he's had finishes of 17-17. I mean, he kind of, was a weird round last round. We know he can get up in there.
He
to
could,
the 14th range.
and with like we keep saying, there's some injuries. He's only going to move up.
I just see someone that's usually behind that spot moving up to 14, more than someone falling back to it.
Okay.
And it's kind of a hopeful thing. I want Chisholm to get back in there. 14th to be good for him right now.
Just the fact that he was in the LCQ, didn't even make it out of the LCQ last weekend. It's hard for me to.
He's going to make it this week.
Okay.
After that, he's going to make it back this.
Christian's picking with his heart for the wild card this week.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, you got to respect Moran's too. Got his career best. 14th last round.
That was awesome to see.
This is what's crazy. Moran's gets 14th in the main, but he qualified 31st on the night, finished 12th in his heat, and then 3rd in the LCQ, and started 19th in the main. Still
solid.
fought up to 14th, dude.
So he was putting up a fight.
He's up in the conversation as well.
He's in the conversation. I would love to see Moran's get another finish up that high. But if you're playing it safe, I think another safer pick, let's get McElrath's stats up on here. And excuse my crude
Dude, did you Photoshop that
job.
hat on there?
Yeah, we had to. There's no headshots of this man. Twisted T Suzuki's Shane McElrath. His average finish 16th, average start 17th. Qualifying is a little bit behind that, but the stats that matter are closer to that wild card. The overall finish is 16, 16, 15th. With Ferrandis out, that puts him right there. So
I'm thinking him in the Chisholm range.
Yep.
His stats look good, but I want him to even do better than 14th.
Hey, don't we all? Don't we all?
But he has been to 2 LCQs this season out of the 3 rounds he's been at, so he's a little riskier right now.
So he's only been to 3 rounds?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
He missed the first round.
Okay. Yeah, he didn't.
So
sweet.
He's a solid pick.
He is. I think Hill and McElrath are probably your safest picks, in my opinion.
I really think I'm going to wait for overall qualifying. Go to the 15th, 16th
idea.
Range. Mm-hmm. That's probably who I'm going to pick.
Sweet. Well, you want to lock him in? You want to
do
it for real? So for me, like we've mentioned time and time again, can't veer off the Tomac train. Sexton is just the next best. I'm actually going to put Webb up here. I think he's going to be lurking all race in that back of the top 5. And
he's got to get back in there.
This guy is going to
4th, huh?
Make a mistake and land himself in 5th. I'm getting his arch nemesis, Barcia, Bam Bam, there in 4th. Dude. And then, like I mentioned, we got Hill in the wild card.
Okay.
So read it and weep, people.
I think it's pretty safe. Early in the season still, I suggest being safe with your picks. I mean, I've been a little wild in the past, and it hasn't worked out early in the season. So I agree with Tomac Sexton. That's just – I mean, if that happens, you'll be kicking yourself so hard for not picking it. Webb –
you got to just at least swap them.
Yeah. They're first and second, no doubt.
No doubt.
I mean, if you do take that risk and Sexton does pull it out, I mean, that's going to be huge.
Yep.
But
okay,
I almost think Anderson's going to be up on that podium
Fair
again.
Enough.
I like the Barcia in 4th. I'm going Webb in 4th.
And then you had your boy.
I'll probably go Chisholm or McElrath for the wild card.
Okay.
We'll see who's qualifying closer to 14.
Good. I'll make you stick to Chiz. You were hyping him up.
I do. I want to see him. He just had a baby too, so he got a lot going on. Maybe got his head cleared up a little bit now. So
see, if no mistakes are made, I think you're on the right track. But for some reason, just with that much sand and just seeing how wonky Anderson was getting, I just have a feeling. So I'm gonna make a bet, get a little risky with the top 3, but obviously I'm not veering off from the.
But we can agree we want to see the jersey untucked through the sand section.
Maybe that was his issue.
I mean,
maybe I'll watch qualifying. If the jersey's out, he's moving.
Jersey's in. That's the results have not been great.
Exactly.
Get that jersey out.
Well, that's about all the time we have. Big shout out to AJ again for tuning in. I mean, chiming in as rough as the connection was. We'll get him back and we will redeem ourselves. Don't forget to join the Discord if you haven't already. If we don't show you the memes, they will. So there's
they never
plenty.
Stop.
Yeah, they never stop. There's plenty that we just don't have time to share.
Dude,
and
this is a sign from the gods.
Holy!
I mean, we got dead battery here.
EMP?
We got dead battery. The wheels are falling off.
They are. Chase, come back. Just kidding. But thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Let's throw those prize graphics up one more time so people can be reminded of what they're playing for. There's no shortage, and they are worth it. Holy. It's free to play, people. Of course they're worth it.
Like always, too, if you win one of these or you know who did, send us a picture of you with the prizes. We want to share them.
Please do.
Show everybody who's winning these. So,
agreed. But
Grand
that's
prize
all
is
the all the time we have. Anything else, Christian?
Nope, that's all I got, dude.
I'm excited for more
pumped.
racing. Tampa. I'm excited for this sand section more than anything. So
Supercross a lot more fun when I'm doing good at fantasy. I'll tell you that.
I could only imagine.
I'm having a lot more fun.
All right. Good luck to AJ this weekend. Hopefully he makes it into that main. I have a feeling he will.
Yeah, hopefully.
I don't even think we'll see him in the LCQ. I think he's just going to make it straight there from the heat. So
Definitely won't see him in the 450 LCQ like I
that is
thought.
for sure. The wheels falling off. They'll be back on. We will see you guys bench racing Monday.